Wow, we got a lot to unpack. This commenter is saying don't pay the rent. The landlord work advocates for landlords, and the only thing that a landlord could do if someone doesn't pay rent after given a 60-day notice is take from their security deposit. Let's unpack that for a minute. Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord Warrior on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Now, this is a personal comment. We make mention on the videos here that we do help landlords out. I'm primarily a landlord's attorney. I don't know how the name didn't give that away, but despite that, this commenter is saying don't pay the rent. Well, my first word of advice for anyone watching these videos is don't take a comment or even a guy on a video like me, what we say here as advice, because you can be poorly mistaken about what the law is and so forth. The only way that you're going to be able to assess your own individual circumstances and situations on what to do is to actually talk to a licensed attorney that deals with the items that you need advice on. So if you're landlord side, you want to talk with landlord's counsel. If you're on the tenant side and you want to know about your rights, if you have to pay rent or not and so forth, you should talk with counsel that specializes in tenant issues. So don't take a guy that on TV like me or commenters comments for legal advice, because you might be sorely mistaken here about what the results may be. So we'll unpack this commenter's comment about a landlord not having the ability to do anything. That's actually not true. Without knowing any of the specific facts and so forth, when a landlord or tenant give notice to end their month-to-month relationship or other periodic tenancy relationships, such as like a week-to-week tenancy or day-to-day and so forth, once someone gives notice, it doesn't automatically terminate the tenancy, meaning you still have to do what you agree to do through the written tenancy. In this case, it would be paying your rent or following the terms of the agreement until the tenancy ends and you actually vacate the property, so to speak. And that's really contained in Civil Code Section 1946. 1946.1 extends the deadlines from moving from a property from 30 days under the Civil Code to 60 days if you live there longer than a year, and it may apply to some commercial tenants now as of amendments from this year. So the relationship continues on. Okay, this doesn't factor in any other issues such as habitability issues or, if a landlord has to give additional rental assistance. And a lot of these videos here, we talk about the tenants. Some landlords that are subject to the Tenants Protection Act have to waive the last month's worth of rent or provide rental assistance equal to 1 month's worth of rent in by cash or check payment within 15 days. So you may not have to pay rent for the entire time of the 60-day notice period, but you might be subject to, other rental assistance requirements under the Tenants Protection Act, or a local ordinance might apply that says, hey, you have to pay double the rent, etc. here. So your mileage is going to vary depending on where you're at, what local rules may apply, may not apply, if state law applies. But to just say that, hey, you got a 60-day notice, you don't have to pay, you might be mistaken, and that landlord might be giving you a 3-day notice to pay rent because you do have a legal obligation to pay rent. So more of the story is, with your own individual situations and you don't know what to do and so forth, you need to talk with counsel about your specific circumstances. And that brings me to landlords. If you have a situation where, you've issued a 60-day notice and your tenant has stopped paying rent or abiding by the terms of the lease agreement, and you need help figuring out what you can do, if you're in the Northern California area, feel free to reach out. Go to our profile below. You can go to our website and go click on getting a free case review. Okay, it's going to ask you a couple of questions to see if we're a good fit or not. Put your comments, questions down below. I love answering questions, and I'll address comments as well too, as best as I can. Until next time, folks, I'll talk to you then. Thanks.